What's up? What's up? What's going on, everyone? I really like this format. I think this is what we're going to be doing from now on. We're going to have a couple things scheduled out, so we can just go through the lore. It can feel easy. I don't got to worry about like, what's next? What are we talking about? I felt like the first stream was the easiest stream for me. You got to experiment at the beginning and figure out what works and what doesn't. I feel like that was the easiest stream for me. I don't know about you guys, but that was the most fun stream I had too. Because I felt like everyone knew what was coming and people like were able to look up the lore while I was talking about it too more. And today, we're going to be talking about Pike and the Swimming City. We're going to be talking about demons and how to kill them, which is not as easy as many people think. Demons are from the spirit realm, so that's no easy task. We're gonna do a tier list, but I felt like the tier list last time was way too much, honestly. Like, I don't think you can do a tier list of all the champions anymore. 170 freaking champions. So we're gonna do a tier list of the top 10 champions in Runeterra. And then I want to talk to you guys about True Ice versus Dark Ice. The Freljord, you got two kinds of ices. One of them's good, one of them's bad. I wonder if you can guess which one's good and which one's bad. But there's True Ice and there's Dark Ice, and there's a big difference between them. Let me pull this up. All right. There we go. Okay. Let's start with the Blood Harbor Ripper. Let me pull this. Okay. Here we go. Blood Harbor Ripper. Pike. Now, I don't think Pike is as he seems. At first glance, a lot of people think Pike is just an insane murderer in Bilgewater who just happened to be betrayed by some ship called whatever, and killing people in Bilgewater because of it. But Pike begins... Let's just start at the beginning with Pike's story. Pike began as a harpooner on the slaughter docks of Bilgewater, where giant sea monsters were butchered. He became renowned for his skill in hunting these creatures for profit. Then, while hunting a massive jewelfish, Pike entered its mouth to harvest valuable organs. His captain panicked by an attack from a pod of jewelfish. His captain panicked by an attack from a pod of jewelfish and cutting Pike's lifeline, leaving him to be swallowed alive. In the deep ocean, Pike was exposed to an ancient mysterious power. His mind was crushed and twisted by the deep, filling him with a new hunger for vengeance. And so I wanted to show you guys this. Okay, you can literally see Pike being swallowed by a massive jewelfish here. That's how Pike's story really starts. He remembers the day I died. Maybe I'll just play this. It's only like 54 seconds. Because I feel like this adds a lot of context for Pike. Raise it up a bit.
I remember the day I died. And those who betrayed me.
So I have a theory. This list is not those who betrayed him. There was no damn ship called the Dredger or whatever its name is. I have to look up its name. I mean, at this point, I don't know why I keep forgetting it. But yeah, I have a theory that Pike's list is not the list that he thinks it is.
Yes, I see them. I see the faces of all who were there.
Yeah, so you can see that there's the jewelfish on the bottom. You can see the list.
You look look familiar.
Yeah. So that's Pike's high level story, right? That, oh, he was swallowed by a jawfish. Now he's chasing after all of these people that killed him, basically, right? They cut his lifeline while he was hunting. Fair enough. But if you go to his biography, you read in Pike's biography, The Blood Harbor Ripper, you read that in the deep ocean, Pike was exposed to an ancient mysterious power. His mind was crushed and twisted by the deep, filling him with a new hunger for vengeance. So my theory and my analysis argues that Pike is not acting on his own free will. The sea creatures deliberately captured him and are now controlling him, turning Bilgewater's greatest hunter into their own weapon. As the Blood Harbor Ripper, Pike doesn't just hunt his old crew, he targets anyone associated with the slaughter docks, captains, bankers, merchants, who profit from the butchering of sea monsters. Let me show you guys this. You can see Pike doing some hunting here. Anyone associated with the bloody business of the slaughter docks is a target for Pike. That's really important. It's not anyone associated with the ship that happened to kill him. It's anyone associated with the bloody business of the slaughter docks. And what are the slaughter docks? So this is Pike killing a captain. Yeah, it's not really easy to get away from Pike. If Pike wants you dead, you're gonna be dead. He's also a badass mod. That's all I wanted to show you from here. Oh, actually, I wanted to show you this. Those are Kraken coins. Those are common in Bilgewater. Currency. Okay, he pulls up the list, and this person isn't on it. The sea monsters have more of a heart than us, guys. That's all we really see from this. Okay, that's all I wanted to show you from here. We get Nautilus, which is awesome. We can talk about him another time. Yeah, the sea monsters, nicer than us. Because you got to remember, in my theory, that list is not from Pike. That list is from the sea monster. Sea monsters. He's targeting anyone who associated with the bloody business of the slaughter docks. And his killing method is honestly poetic. Pike's killing method mirrors how sea monsters are treated. Let me pull up an image of the slaughter docks for you guys. Let's go to the map of Runeterra, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Go to the map of Runeterra. We go to Bilgewater. It's honestly actually obvious. I don't know if anyone else is talking about this theory that Pike's controlled by the sea monsters and that he's all a part of their plan. Even his goals in Rune King align with that. But it's like, I'm going to show you guys that it's actually obvious that Pike is not like of his own free will. Here's the carving bay. Here's the slaughter docks. Anyone associated with the bloody business of the slaughter docks is a target for Pike. Sea monster attacks are a constant threat around Bilgewater, but over the years, myriad lucrative industries have grown out of hunting and harvesting the massive creatures. Vessels haul them back to port to be rendered down into meat, oils, hides, armored scales, even bones and teeth, for sale at the thriving dockside market. And how are they harvested? Look at them. Hung on hooks and skinned alive in the carving bays. From McGregor's kill house to the renowned outfits at Blood Harbor. I need to lower this. That's way too loud. Sorry. I left the music up for the cinematics. From McGregor's kill house to the renowned outfits at Blood Harbor, slaughter docks operate day and night to turn death into profit. Only the most successful captains can ever hope to run their own dock, so most are forced to haggle for the best deal before their prize begins to rot in the water. So that's the slaughter docks. And that's the carving bays. Clearly, something interesting going on there if Pike is killing everyone associated with those. Now, why would Pike kill everyone associated with those? Let's go to my evidence from the Rune King first. And why Pike is actually serving the sea monsters. Okay. Look at this. Pay a little context. In this scene, right, the heroes, the adventurers, you got Braum. Rune King is a great game if you guys haven't played it. They're heading out to the Shadow Isles to look for Viego and figure out what's going on with the Black Mist. It's actually looking for Gangplank at this time. And they're attacked by a giant sea monster. This is where Pike enters the scene, into the game. This is how Pike comes in. Braum gets a nice block in.
Keep fighting. This mission will not end here. Not against this thing.
Who comes in to save him? Pike. Okay. I'll explain to you guys what just happened. Okay. Let me explain this really quick. So Pike somehow miraculously comes to the team's rescue, right? Apparently. They're all struggling to fight. A sea monster comes in, and Pike comes and saves them. Now you're telling me this giant behemoth of a creature. By the way, on this side, if you look at over here in the first picture, this creature had already lost either one eye right here. Either this eye's closed or it already lost a single eye. Pike comes in, takes another eye, and somehow this one kills it, right? This one kills the creature. This one, like, for some reason. You're telling me one eye is gonna kill this thing? I don't think so. Yet somehow, Pike comes in, stabs him once, creature falls over. We've been hitting him for freaking an hour at this point. It's a hard fight in the game. And then obviously the crew immediately trusts Pike because he just saved him. You're the priestess from the docks. When he's talking about you put the new voice in my head, that's earlier in the game. She tests him with Negakaburos. And keep in mind, Negakaburos is from the ocean. So, like, Negakaburos, I'm sure, has more sentiment for, like, the sea creatures than she would just the people in Bilgewater, although she's like a god to a lot of the Buhru people. But yeah, he can hear, like, Negakaburos a little bit now, and some of the sea monsters were silenced. You made them stop the voices. The voices he's talking about, I think, are sea monsters. So who are these voices that he was hearing before? Yeah, and the crew immediately, like, really trusts Pike because, after all, he comes in and saves them. In my opinion, so the Rune King, a lot of it revolves around them hunting Viego. They're going after Viego in the Shadow Isles. That's their main goal, is to stop Viego and the Black Mist from getting into Bilgewater and basically killing everyone. I think the sea creatures use Pike to address the threat of Viego and the Black Mist, which also likely harms the ocean's ecosystem. Like, if the Black Mist is affecting people in Bilgewater, you better believe the Black Mist is affecting the ocean as well. So just like we have the Black Mist coming across Bilgewater. If you guys ever seen, where's that Black Mist Bilgewater scene? For those who don't know what the heck the Black Mist is. There's like a cinematic, it's really sad. The little girl gets killed by, not Thresh, but what was his name? Bilgewater, Black Mist, cinematic. I think it was a Wild Rift cinematic. The Harrowing, but that's not really it. But the Harrowing does a great job. You know what? I can show you guys the Harrowing really quick. I feel like that does a great job of telling the story of the Black Mist. Does a great job of telling the story of the Black Mist. You guys will continue to understand my theory behind
the grim tales told of the Shadow Isles and the Black Mist that shrouds them. And while all good folk shun this cursed land, sometimes its darkness comes for you. The Black Mist ebbs and flows like the tide. Yet now and then, on a night much like tonight, it reaches far across the sea, searching, seeking, killing. This time is known as the Harrowing. During the Harrowing, the spirits of the Shadow Isles go forth within the Black Mist.
You can literally see his spirit, by the way. after he gets stabbed. Watch when his body drops. Oh, I always thought that was a spirit that flies by in the background. Like it escapes his body.
Preying on the living. Feeding the darkness.
That's Hecarim, the horse guy.
There's no coming back once you're claimed by the harrowing. You're cursed, condemned to haunt the black mist forevermore.
Yep, that's the harrowing. Bilgewater has it rough.
Well, what were you expecting? There ain't no happy endings when the harrowing comes for you. On cue. Prepare yourselves, friends. The harrowing is here.
Yeah. So that's the harrowing, okay? You got this. Yo, thanks, intro. So that's the harrowing. If you understand the harrowing, that's the whole thing. That's the whole premise of Rune King, is that they're getting more harrowings and they're trying to stop them from the Shadow Isles. You can see how close. Look how close the Shadow Isles is to Bilgewater. Bilgewater has it freaking rough, guys. There'll definitely be like a Riot MMO expansion where we're in Bilgewater. We have to like, go against the Shadow Isles at some point, and we're gonna start in Bilgewater and battling the Harrowings. I hope it's like an awesome event or something like that. There's definitely gonna be something to do with the Harrowings in the Riot MMO. I always wonder if Bilgewater's gonna come at launch. But anyways, now you understand what the Harrowings is. Look at this. Rune King intro cinematic. This is how Rune King starts. So you can see this is Viego. He's going into this pool of blessed waters, which is the whole, like, Blessed Isles really were a lot about these blessed waters. And he was trying to resurrect his wife, who was already dead when he put her in the water. And they all said it would be bad. Don't put her in the water. It's very bad. And like something wrong will happen. Like the blessed waters were great at healing someone, but never bringing someone back from the dead. So this was a bad move. They tried to stop him. He pretty much killed everyone in his way to try to resurrect his dead wife, Isolde. And that leads to some problems. She comes back to him for a moment. Something's wrong. The reason for the Shadow Isles is this right here. He gets stabbed with his sword. And in the story Rune King, you read that it's actually like the clashing between the water, the blessed water, and him. He's like dying and being healed over and over and over and over again. The clash between him dying, and by the way, his sword is actually from the spirit realm. It's called Soul Render. It's like given to every king of Camavor, which is not on the map of Runeterra that we see. Camavor is all the way, man, I'm going on too far of a tangent, but Camavor is all the way over there. And his sword literally rends the soul of the person that it kills. That's why it's called Soul Render. Every king goes up against it, and when you grab it, you either die, like it will literally take your soul, or you'll become the king of Camavor. So it's a bit of a test. But yeah, that's why it's a magical sword. So it rending his soul while the blessed waters healing him causes this. Now we get the Shadow Isles, literally 1,000 years later. That's Thresh. And he's using Viego to try to escape the Shadow Isles. He's basically using Viego here. Keep in mind, the Black Mist is really all from Viego. So now you can see Alawi, she's the Buhru priestess. Particularly, she speaks to Nagakaburos for the people. There's Braum washes up on shore. He's trying to find a cure for a sick boy in the Freljord. Ari's looking for answers on her people. And then there's Yasuo, who's helping Ari. And he just had that fight with his brother, which we'll talk about in How to Kill a Demon. Because Ari's the last one. There's Pike, killing people. And the last person in the crew is Misfortune, who's just out to protect Bilgewater. And that's her mother, Abigail. Okay. Let's finish it just because the music is climaxing. It's got to happen. All right. So at this point, you understand, right? The Shadow Isles, the Black Mist. The Black Mist comes across. It brings with it death and destruction and things from the Black Mist that will kill you. And if they do kill you, they'll take you back to the Shadow Isles with them. And you're officially, a part of the Shadow Isles, an undead thing. You better believe that if this is getting to land, if this is affecting Bilgewater on land, the Black Mist, it for sure affects the ocean, the sea as well. The Black Mist just spreads. I don't think it's partial to, just the surface. And so sea monsters are probably affected by this as well. And that's why they send Pike to join them. It's not because Pike just has, free will at this point. The sea creatures use Pike to address the threat of Viego and the Black Mist, which also harms them. So then, let me show you this. Yeah. And you could see at the end credits, this is Pike writing on his list. And he's writing Viego. I believe that this happened before. This obviously happened before. So Pike's already, his target was Viego. Before the sea monster jumps out of the water and pretends to attack them, and Pike supposedly cuts out its eye and kills it, which I don't believe. This is 100% the sea monsters telling Pike is their tool on land. They can't go onto land on the Shadow Isles. So they use Pike to target Viego to hopefully stop the Black Mist, which is affecting them as well. And I want to show you another one when Pike summons evolve. Did it say in the Ruination book that Viego's sword is called Soul Render? Yeah, Soul Render. I thought it was called Sanctity. Soul Render, I think, is another name for it. What do I remember? Soul Render. Sanctity is the name. Soul Render. Viego's sword. It renders the soul, I think. That's what I'm thinking. The term Soul Render is associated with Viego's sword in the lore of League of Legends. Viego's sword has two names, Sanctity and Soul Render. Soul Render, this name was given to the sword by the ancient kingdom of Camivore enemies. The enemies of Camivore called it Soul Render because it would literally render your soul. But the people of Camivore called it Sanctity. This is like the uncorrupted version of the sword with a spectral whatever appearance is what it says. But two names. Soul Render is one that stuck with me just because it makes me remember that the sword renders the person's soul. Pretty messed up. Okay. Then you got this. I want to show you guys this here. Pause that. We raise it up a little bit. I'm gonna hotkey the volume changes to my Stream Deck. Okay. Pike drops some blood in the water. This is because they're trying to get to the Temple of Nagakaburos under the ocean. Thanks. Yeah. What up, Roku? So they're trying to get to this temple under the ocean. They can't because there's a bunch of sea monsters in the way and other creatures. They'll basically die, is what Pike said. They were like, why don't we just swim down there? And Pike said, you'll get eaten. So Pike drops some blood in the water. A jawfish comes up. Pike jumps in its mouth, along with everyone else. Okay, the jawfish, by the way, literally swims them down to Nagakaburos' temple and drops them off. Just drops them off at the temple gate, basically. You're telling me this creature that's smart enough to know that these guys are up against Viego, which is good for the sea monsters as well, to come all the way up here, catch everyone in its mouth, swim them down to the... It's not Pike. It's definitely the sea monsters. These are intelligent creatures. We look at them and just see monsters, right? And then freaking Bilgewater, the dummies, string them up on hooks and freaking carve them up for profit. Think about it. If these creatures are smart enough to have like families and friends and so like people that they know, other sea monsters, they all get together for cards on the weekends. And here's Bilgewater carving them up for profit. Yeah, the core irony is that Pike, once Bilgewater's ultimate monster hunter, has become a monster hunting them. He is presented not as like the man seeking personal revenge, but as a puppet enacting vengeance on the deep sea itself. Now I want to show you guys these conversations here. It's gonna be so obvious to you even more. If it's not obvious to you already that Pike is working for the sea monsters. Let me pause this. Now listen to these conversations.
When we are done here, Pike, what will you do?
Return to my work.
You could teach the Buru much about the creatures of the deep. Your skills, repurposed, would be of considerable value.
What I do is already valuable to some.
What I do is already valuable to some. He's saying it's already valuable to someone else, not just him. He's not just saying, oh, I'm going to kill all these people that cut my line in the mouth of a jawfish. He's saying it's already valuable to some people. Someone already finds what I'm doing valuable. And what's he doing? Killing captains, anyone associated with the bloody business of the slaughter docks. The slaughter docks kills sea monsters.
You really don't have a choice, do you?
You have my blade for the death of the ruined king. Not a moment after.
Yeah, because the sea monsters are telling him, you need to kill this Viego guy because of the black mist.
Or ally.
Yeah.
We might be able to free you from this curse if we work together.
Save your pity. I do not need it.
Yeah. Now I'm just thinking sea monsters have their own little world down there. They do. And I'm going to prove, and there's literally a whole city down there. It's called the Swimming City. Nyack put us being the leader that is distant but neutral, and the Pike's master are a splinter group trying to fight. Intro, I'm starting to sell you. Next. They do have a whole city down there.
Pike, I have wondered, what has
Let me
led
raise
you
this up
to
a little
hunt as
quiet.
you do?
I don't speak of the living man I once was.
To see the path forward, we must sometimes look back.
I don't seek anything. I simply am.
Then what's the harm in discussing it?
I had a talent for butchering jawfish.
A dangerous task. One few can survive.
But I could, until my crew cut my line. Left me to die in a beast's belly. I was spared and given new strength, but at a cost, an obligation to drown my betrayers and their kind in their own blood.
Okay. I was spared and given new strength. He was given this strength, but at a cost, an obligation to drown my betrayers and their kind in their own blood. Clearly, that list is going well past. We can clearly see that it goes past just his betrayers, apparently, in that he already added Viego to the list. Pike should not care about Viego at all. Pike should just be caring about anyone that was on the ship that betrayed him and cut his line while he was in the mouth of a jawfish. So that list obviously goes past that. But I don't even think the list is accurate. I think that this list has been added to by He says in his bio, anyone associated with the bloody business, the slaughter docks. That's definitely goes beyond his ship. I don't think there's anything else in
Then
here.
your vengeance is not indiscriminate.
There is no purpose
That's true.
or need to question it.
The man you were before, would he have?
I'd suggest you ask him, but he's dead.
Yes, perhaps he is.
Exactly. Perhaps he is.
Has Bilgewater always been...
Oh, that one's really quiet. I gotta raise this one up a lot. I'm gonna go up to like freaking 80 on this one.
your home?
What it was before doesn't matter. Now it's just my hunting ground.
The city is full of killers, but it's your name on every sailor's lips. You do not simply hunt, you bring terror.
There is power in fear.
In that we agree. But you limit yourself. I believe there is more to you. A higher purpose.
What purpose?
That is for you to discover. You only see blood in the water because you've been swimming in place. Blind to the vast open sea just beyond.
There is nothing for me beyond. There is only the deep.
Pike.
No more words.
No more, man. Freaking Pike's awesome. The main thing was that it's his hunting grounds now. That's what I wanted to show you guys. Okay. Then I wanted to show you guys this. Okay. Okay, so this is Pike in Legends of Runeterra. And keep in mind, right? We already said Pike, what does he do with captains? Where's the Morning Sun? I think it is the line. Hooks. Where's that one line? I really want to show it to you guys. Captains from many ships were found carved up and left for the dawn. They were found carved up and left for the dawn. So the same thing that people are doing to sea monsters. They're carved up and left out for the dawn. Pike's doing that for them. They string them on hooks and leave them out for dawn. You can literally see Pike stringing them up. What's Pike doing to this guy? What's Pike doing? Stringing on my hooks, carving up, and leaving him out for the dawn. You guys gotta understand, that's exactly what they do to sea monsters. He's just doing the same thing to anyone associated with the bloody business of the slaughter dogs. Then we go to Legends of Runeterra, his first card. The visions are back again. I see his desperate eyes looking up at me, whilst the jawfish closed his maw around him. He tried pulling, but the ship was too small, and the beast too big. I had no choice. I had to cut his line. I had to. I think that this was all a setup. Pike, so this is speaking from like, it's a blood-soaked letter from the guy that apparently cut his line. But the main thing that I want to point out is that Pike and the jawfish, I think this was all a setup. Pike was the most renowned jawfish hunter in Bilgewater at the time. He was the best. Out of anyone, if you wanted to go out and hunt jawfish, the massive jawfish, if you were going out hunting jawfish, you wanted Pike on your side. For sure. These things, look how massive they are. That's a jawfish. That's what he was known for, was hunting jawfish. If you wanted to go out and hunt one, you needed Pike. He was the best one at it. So if he was renowned in Bilgewater, you better believe he was probably renowned amongst the sea monsters as well. And so I think they set him up. They were actively looking for Pike. It was like the biggest, the one that came up was the biggest sea monster they'd ever seen. So maybe one of like the generals or the leaders of sea monsters in terms of like power level. And they took Pike. And now they turned him against the people of Bilgewater who were hunting them. First he came for his old crew, then other captains, then cheaters, gamblers, and drunkards. Pike's craving for revenge slowly gave way to a newfound lust for murder. Now instead of only listing those who once wronged him, his growing manifest only illustrates what Pike has become. See, it always goes to, oh, it's just Pike being Pike, you know, just random killings. It's not. Pike is killing with intention. And the voice lines. I do want to show you guys the voice lines, because these are very important. Let me lower the music. Actually, I'm going to pause the music for this part. I really want you guys to hear the voice lines. Let me see if that's a good level. Do you think there's a god of sea monsters like there's a Negacabutos to humans? I think Negacabutos is known by the sea monsters as well. I think Negacabutos is more neutral. You got to remember, Negacabutos is like a god to the Buhru people. And I don't think the Buhru people think of sea monsters the same way as the Bilgewater people do. Like, have you ever seen Pike kill anyone from the Buhru? Never. I've never seen Pike kill anyone from Buhru. He only kills people associated with the business of the slaughter docks. That's pretty specific for someone who's apparently just running around killing everyone. I think Negacabutos is like very powerful in the world of sea monsters, but she's a neutral power. She doesn't mind people, and she likes the sea monsters as well, right? So I think she's probably a god to them too in a lot of ways. And that'll be probably how we bridge the gap between us and where we're going, which now we're getting to that. Let's see. Are these two? Let me see if these sound good or if they're too quiet.
They all sink before they float.
A little bit louder. We'll go to like 60.
Never turn your back on the sea.
Okay. Where's the voice lines that I want to pull up? Rek'Sai. Okay. These are Pike's lines to the actual sea monsters. And he's actually talking to them.
Bring the boats. I'll drag them under. Had my eye on them too. Where the hull splitters go, death follows.
Then the Devourer of Depths.
You'll get your share.
Literally having conversations.
Too big for you. Where there's blood, there's monsters. They'll be hungry when they come. Good.
The Jawfish.
They won't see it coming. I didn't. You always were good at killing. Let's kill them all! The swarm's always hungry.
He's literally talking to these guys. Look at this one.
He fills their lungs, then she fills her belly. Wait your turn, girl. I get mine first.
Okay, so literally conversations with the sea monsters is what I wanted to show you. And then his League of Legends voice lines literally mention where they're from. Actually, I think I can just go here, right? Pike. Okay, audio.
There's no sunken cities, just a swimming one.
A bit louder here. There's no sunken cities, just a swimming one. Target the production line, then target the financial markets, gambling, etc. That support the industry. Pike would know best where these people spend their coin after a hunt. Yes! Entro, I'm selling you. Financial centers, yeah. Yeah, exactly. If they can't afford to fix their ships, they can't afford to go out and hunt jawfish. What up, Jan? There's no sunken cities, just a swimming one. I had like specific voice lines written out that I wanted to show you guys. Where are they? Okay. Monsters lurk. Was that a Legends of Runeterra voice line? Monsters lurk above the waves. Where is that one? Okay.
Monsters lurk above the waves.
Yeah, so the monsters are above the waves, not below. We're always saying that the sea monsters are the monsters. Pike saying that actually monsters lurk above the waves. Captains. Look at this.
Captains told me to kill fish. Fish told me to kill captains. Makes sense.
Fish told me to kill captains. He's telling you. It's so obvious that Pike is just a slave to the sea monsters and he's their weapon on land. If you look at the voice lines, it's not even like debatable. It's more it's one of the most obvious theories in all of Runeterra.
We took too much. I'm collecting a debt.
We took too much. I'm collecting a debt. Whose debt? The people of Bilgewater's debt to the sea monsters. For killing pretty much a ton of them for coin.
The surface won't be the top much longer.
Leviathans learn.
Leviathans learn. People, I'm not so sure about.
Okay. So that's my theory on Pike and the swimming city. It's called the swimming city because there's no sunken cities, just a swimming one. He's also, I think he has a voice line saying like, I'll take you down to the swimming city. He literally calls it by name. Swimming city. Yeah.
I'm gonna drag you down to the swimming city.
Yeah.
Welcome to the swimming city. 4 to the swimming city. Swimming city's calling.
Okay, a swimming city. In order for it to be a city, that definitely means that, like, they're grouped together. They're smart enough to like group as a unit, right? It's a city of freaking sea monsters. Sea monsters are way smarter than everyone believes, and they sent Pike after us. For sure. And now, it's just his hunting grounds. That's all Bilgewater is. That's my theory. Pike is just a slave to the sea monsters. And so let's move on to the next topic. It's time to go over how you kill a demon. A lot of people wonder how you kill a demon. It's very difficult thing to do, especially in Runeterra. Where's Yone? He's pretty good. He's pretty good at it. Yone. Alright. That really ended at the right time. Okay. To understand demons, we definitely have to go over here to Ionia, where most demons are. If you ever want to go find demons in Runeterra, when the Riot MMO comes out, if you want to meet a demon, you go to Ionia. That's where a lot of the demons are. That's where you'll see the Azakana, which are like the smaller demons. There are levels to demons, so if we go to demonology chart, it should bring it up. So the way demons work, I wonder if it's on here. It's not. Let's go to images. Yeah. You can ignore the squares. That was created by someone, but they were just grouping things together. But you can see fear up here at the top. That's representing fiddlesticks. And then you go down, you can see different levels of demons. Secrets, that's definitely Realm, the one that General Swain is associated with. You go down, you can see Nightmares, that's Nocturne. And then there's Azakana, which are like lesser demons. The way demons work is the more that they consume of a particular emotion, a human emotion, the stronger they become, to the point they can become like one of these level demons, and then they can even potentially go up to become this level, but I think those slots are taken. So yeah, the more the demon consumes, so let's say there's a demon of greed, the more it consumes of the human emotion of greed, or a demon of lust, or a demon of jealousy, it wants to consume that particular emotion. In this case, we're looking at fear, and so the farther you go down, it's different like types of fears. So this would be like the fear of nightmares. It's a specific type of fear. Then an Azakana under the fear of nightmares would be the fear of a nightmare associated with clowns. So even more specific. The more this particular Azakana feeds on nightmares of clowns, he can eventually go up to become a demon that feeds on nightmares of particular party people, and then nightmares in general, right? That's how demons work. It would be so cool to see Fiddlesticks confront Atakan. Ooh. I think Fiddlesticks would probably just like be so disappointed in Atakan. Basically call him a plaything, like, you need to do much better. He'd be like, my guy, what you doing? So, in the world of Runeterra, that would be cool, though, to see Fiddlesticks confront Atakan. I'm thinking about it more now. I still wonder if Atakan's going to get that that weapon from the Spirit Blossom tree. The glaive, or not the glaive, yeah, the glaive, the darkened glaive. I mean, dang, like, Shin Zhao's gonna have Atakan in him, and then if he picks up the darkened blade, he'll also have a darken in him, the darkened glaive. So that's gonna be like a demon, a darken, and a human all in one vessel. That guy Shin Zhao's a freaking strong vessel. I'm sure Aatrox would appreciate him. Okay, in the world of Runeterra, killing a demon is not a simple feat. As these malevolent entities from the spirit realm are not truly mortal. When their physical forms are destroyed, their essence is typically banished back to the demonic plane, allowing them to the potential to return one day. Map of the spirit realm, I think there is one. It's like, let me see. Yeah, right here. So this is like a map of the spirit realm. You can see that that's the Bandle tree. That's where Yordles come from. And there's these different realms. This one is associated with Luna. Not Luna, what am I saying? Luna Lovegood? Man, I watched Harry Potter yesterday. Messed me up when I started thinking Lulu. Yeah, Lula, right here. This is the demonic realm right here. So demons have their own place. Fiddlesticks is in Demacia, yeah. Old man Fiddle, too busy looking for his keys. True, he knows where one is. He knows where Joy's key is, at least. Demons are territorial because of Eve voice lines. They are. And Atakan is getting juiced up. Fiddle, the first of the demons, going to be mad. Yeah, I mean, well, what's Atakan the demon of, though? What's he targeting? And how powerful is Atakan already? What kind of demon was he? That's the question. Like, does he interfere with Fiddlesticks, or does he only help him? Atakan definitely brings fear to the table. Yeah, I don't know. But this is like the demon realm right here. You can see it like next to the Bandle tree. Let me make it bigger. I don't know if you guys can see it good. Okay, that's pretty big. I didn't need it that big. There we go. You can see this like sleeping fawn type thing. I wonder if you see that during Yone's cinematic, which we'll see. This has a lot to do with Ari, I think. You can see like an Ionian type symbol with all the foxes. We know Ari is kind of a special type of Vestaya, and we know Vestaya Shirei took the spirit realm into themselves. Oh, this you see during Yone's cinematic. We'll see this one, and keep this one in mind, this serpent with the fan. This is Bandle City, and you can see some Yordle looking heads here. That's the Bandle tree. And then this is the demon realm to the left. So I always wondered if in the spirit realm, like, do Yordles and demons ever cross paths? And I don't know why. I kind of hope like there's like this violent interaction between Yordles and demons in the spirit realm. Like they kind of go at it, right? There is some clashes with demons crossing into the Bandle's tree area with the Yordles, and then the Yordles kind of going against the demons as well. True. Fiddle is the first demon going to be mad. He is, yeah. Think about it. One of the first emotions was fear, and demons are created by human emotions, mortal emotions. So if there's a new mortal emotion, a new demon king should arise. But I think they've covered all the bases with 10. Because the old Atakan was feeding on the fear of battle. Maybe. Or pain. But now he is the Urson dark magic and a demon person. Now he's a person with dark magic and a demon. Yeah, maybe. Atakan, I mean, there's demons beneath Fiddlesticks now that feed on fear. Right? But I don't think he doesn't like Nocturne. I think he's just indifferent towards him. So Atakan, if he is feeding on fear, would be probably in this realm. Rather than, he wouldn't be like competing for number 1. But yeah, if he is feeding on fear, then he would definitely fall under this tree. Maybe Frenzy. We don't know who Frenzy is. He could be. He definitely gives me like a Frenzy vibe. Oh yeah, let me show you guys the cinematic. So now you understand kind of where demons come from, their place in the spirit realm. It's time to look at a cinematic. I'm gonna keep these up for now because we might come back to them. Okay, we're not gonna watch this whole thing. Just know that Yone and Yasuo. This is Yone. You could see him in the Wild Rift section of the stream. This is Yasuo. They be brothers. Okay. Yasuo was accused of killing his master during the Noxus invasion. He didn't, but he ran off. And then Yone chased him, saying like, you know, you dishonored, you didn't uphold your truth. You dishonored the name of like our family, and you know, very like, you should have protected the temple and Master Kush, or not Master Kusho, whatever their master's name is. So many names. So he hunts him down, and they kind of go at it. No, let me pause the music. Sorry. And I'll raise this up a bit.
Answer for what you have done. Yone, turn back. You have dishonored us.
See?
You swore to protect him. You swore to protect Ionia. Look around you, brother. Your honor stains the ground.
Oh, man, I need to fix this. For people who are watching in mobile mode, let me fix that. Properties, or not properties, transform. Where's the transform? If you're watching in mobile, I see it. Let me fix it. Top needs to be cut off less. Let's go 20. No, 30. There we go. Okay, that should be better.
Better than living without it.
They going at it.
I'm sorry, brother. I will not fail you again.
Yone feels like he failed him because he left him, and he thinks he should have stayed and guided Yasuo more. Elder Suma, yes, thank you, Entro. Elder Suma. Yeah, so we're not going to talk about Yasuo here, but he just woke up from a nightmare, so we're going to skip ahead. You just know that he is meeting this demon here. This guy's a demon. Specifically, he's an Azakana. He's like a lesser demon. And he's targeting someone. Particularly Yasuo, because Yasuo has a lot of regret. And I think this demon is feeding on his regret. Maybe to kill demons is to know their name first. I don't think it's like what is his name? Rumpelstiltskin type thing. I don't think that. I'm not sure whether, but there is actually, I think, is it Neela when she talks to Fiddlesticks says, I know your real name and I know how to kill you. I know she says, I know how to kill you. So perhaps actually, let me see that real quick. Let me see that. Hold on. Slash Little Joy. She stole his name. Yeah. I know your name. Okay. Let me pull this up. Real quick. After that, we're going to talk about Neela and the name thing because that's pretty interesting. The Two Brothers cinematic is one of the best ever, man. It is. I feel like demons are really strong in Runeterra. Even lesser demons like Azakana, they are for sure. I mean, there's some of the strongest beings in Runeterra. We're definitely have to deal with them in the Riot MMO, for sure.
Why else would the great Yasuo come?
They're so manipulative though and evil.
But are you ready?
Does that matter? I'll never make it.
You guys ever hear the theory of like, mages can look like anything? And so like if you're an old mage, if you're an old man as a mage, you'll probably present yourself as like a young woman to get whatever you want. And if you're a young woman, you'll probably present yourself as like an old man to get whatever you want. And it's like look at the demons now. This demon is presenting himself as like an old man, because you know it's not as intimidating.
Up there in time.
True, the road is long. Perhaps my own temple can still provide a way.
Yeah.
The choice is yours.
Leave it up to him for sure, yeah. Names definitely have something to do with it. And Yone shouts the demon's name, Irk. And I saw an art thingy with the mask and its name was on it. I thought its name was, Kurosago. Yeah, the demon's name was Kurosago. I think the name is Steal the Demon in the Mask. The name Seal it, maybe. It's hard to know. It's hard to know for sure about the names. It hasn't.
If the land is ready to heal, perhaps you are as well. Return.
Okay, so this guy's saying the spirit blossoms have returned. The spirit blossoms returning in Ionia is a key signal that there's a thinning of the veil, that the veil thins between the material realm and the spirit realm, because all spirit blossoms come from the spirit realm. We talked about that when we talked about Yunara. When the realm thins, demons also are able to cross between the realm of the material realm to the spirit realm. So keep that in mind. Like the Spirit Blossom Festival is probably the highest concentration of demons all year round in Runeterra. Like Azakan are able to cross the lesser demons, right? Like big demons like Fiddlesticks can cross whenever they want, but lesser demons need the veil to be thinner.
If the land is ready to heal, perhaps you are as well.
Yeah, so Yasuo goes through this. Memories of his brother.
You fight?
When I have to, not when I want to.
You don't have anything to prove.
Yeah, so you can see Yasuo is like clearly the younger brother.
Here, with Elder Suma.
Yeah,
He
Elder
trained me for this. I can help end this war. Your duty is to this school. To your master. To Ionia. Then I should be out there protecting her. I won't fail you, Yone. It seems I have already failed you.
Saying I already failed you because look how hot-headed and strong Yasuo is. So Yone wasn't able to teach him as his older brother, like teach him loyal duty and patience and calm and stillness kind of thing. You can actually see Yasuo's story a lot better from here in the Runed King. Runed King Yasuo. I don't know if it'll come up. All cinematics and cutscenes. I mean, it's probably in here. I've already skipped through it a bunch. Look for one that has Yasuo.
Please don't leave me.
Right there.
I'm alone.
Right here. So this is Yasuo's story after that moment.
You have potential, but you are a wild boy. A tempest that must be tamed. Yasuo, remember all I have taught you.
Master, I never should have abandoned my post.
Yasuo, what have you done? Have you no honor?
Yone, you're mistaken. This wasn't me. I was only gone a short while.
You further disgrace yourself with these lies? Our master bears wounds. Only your blade could have dealt.
Brother, please, let me through.
Okay, so that's the thing. He says, our master bears wounds only your blades could have dealt. That's because it was wind magic. And shout out to Stavros in the chat for saying Riven, because it was Riven actually who killed their master. And she also has wind magic, wind power. So that's why they all thought it was Yasuo. And like, we're surprised that Yasuo even was doubting that, like trying to play it off. Yeah, a lot of regret.
Sometimes we must go looking for our demons.
Oh, you can hear the voice come through. Sometimes we must go looking for our demons. That drink just brings up memories. Yasuo kills Yone. Yasuo is just, I mean, wind magic is tough to beat. Now, to see Yone's story after that moment, we go here, and there's a Yone cinematic. That's really what has to do with the demons. Yone, there we go. So this is right after he dies. Yone wakes up in the spirit realm. Best story, brings me chills, yeah. The Riven Yasuo story and everything tying together is really cool. He wakes up in the spirit realm and he's led by a fox spirit. And so that tree, that's not the Yordle tree. I think I told you guys that was Vandals. There's one tree. Oh, man, what's the name? That tree is really important. It's where all the spirit blossoms come from. It's like a special tree. It's not like the Vandal tree. I think that's what I said, though. There's the serpent lady, right? Remember that with the mask? You can see her fan there. Yes, drinking LSD again. Yes, the path. It's an awesome cinematic. Yeah, so he's supposed to go into the tree, but then he gets drawn in over here by the demons. Yasuo's in here. He's reliving his fight with his brother. The two swords fall. Sees his dead body. Fox Spirit is sad. Diff, D-I-F. The God Willow, thank you. Yes, the God Willow. Maybe that's it. I think that's the name. No. The God Willow. What am I saying? The God Willow is not that tree. The God Willow was the tree that was cut down by that Freljordian guy, and that's what led to all the willow trees in Ionia. That's Ivern's story. That's not the God Willow. It's a different name. The Tree of Peace. I think it's the Tree of Peace. That's what it is. Let me see. Spirit Realm Tree of Peace. Runeterra. The Golden Tree of Peace. That's what it's called. Yep. Yeah. Omokailon, yeah, that's Ivern's story. I have a whole video on that. So there's a demon. Could be trying to feed on his regret. Okay. Yasuo, Yone would not be able to beat him with these swords, just saying. Like, these swords are not going to do anything against the demon. Now, now he can fight him. Now he's got a demon sword from the spirit realm. And that is how Yone gets his ability to kill demons. So now if we continue this story here.
And sometimes they find us.
Okay, so the most direct way to defeat a demon is to use a weapon imbued with spiritual power from the spirit realm. Which that one has.
Show yourself. I'm not here for you.
Killing me does nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he does.
If he lives, I will return.
Oh, Yasuo uses his wind ability. If you have some kind of magical ability, then yeah, sure, you can fight a demon. Like, with magic, you can fight a demon. But if you don't have any magical ability, you need some kind of spirit realm weapon or petricite. But listen to what this demon says.
Killing me does nothing, Hunter. If he lives, I will return.
If he lives, I will return. So that just goes to prove, like, killing a demon in the material realm, even if you have magical abilities to kill them with that or anything, they're just gonna return later. They don't actually die. They just return to the spirit realm. Same thing with Yordles. When a Yordle dies, they don't actually die. They just return to the spirit realm. There's how Yone dies.
I'm no murderer. Then why are you running?
Man, it's such an awesome cinematic.
I'm done running.
Now, killing him does nothing. He would just go back to the spirit realm. He does say, right there, Kurusago. So perhaps the name does have something to do with it. He has to know the name to seal them in their mask. And there he goes. So now Kurusago is sealed in his mask. Instead of killing him, which would have just sent him back to the spirit realm, to come back to
Have your
Ione.
revenge, brother. You might deserve death, but not by my hand. Then there is nothing left for me in Ionia. Even the wind has a path, brother.
This leads to the events of Rune King, by the way.
Yone. May the spirit of Ionia guide you.
Now we see at the end of this, if you skip ahead a little bit, they're leaving, and this is Ari.
Likely thieves, beasts, and drink.
It is a lawless.
She hires him
where you
to go to Bilgewater.
your own fate. Besides, we're both looking for something, aren't we?
And you think we'll find it in Bilgewater?
I think we'll find many things.
And that leads to Ruined King. So if you want to continue that story, definitely go play Ruined King, and you'll see the story of Yasuo and Ari play out there. But the most direct way to defeat a demon, I was saying, is use a weapon imbued with the spiritual power. These weapons can sever the demon's the connection to the material realm. And as such, you can send them back to the spirit realm. But Yone's strategy is much more powerful because he entraps them in their weapons. He seals them in within the object, in that case a mask. So after being killed by his brother, Yone was hunting that lesser demon Azakana and was able to seal him. Another one. So you can use Petricite, which is a magic dampening stone. So if you want to know where Petricite is, we gotta go over to here, Demacia. That's where all the Petricite is. Petricite is these like white wooden trees. Let me show you guys. There's a cinematic that just like shows Demacia so well. Let's show that. So this is Demacia. You can see they use Petricite in like all the stones that they make, and all of this white stone. The reason it's white is because they use Petricite imbued, like mixed into the stone. Petricite comes from like white petrified trees. That's why Demacia exists. They basically went here to kind of protect themselves during the Rune Wars. Imagine having to they go to Piltover and do nothing with it. The brother from the myth. Imagine having they go to Piltover and do nothing with it. Oh, Petricite kills demons. Petricite does kill demons. Petricite is a magic dampening effect. So it like Petricite's strong against Yordles, strong against demons. There's also other things like Runic Iron is strong against Yordles. So Runic Iron is probably really strong against demons as well. But you can see this is Demacia. All the Petricite is woven into the stone itself. Native to Demacia, Petricite is like a unique fossilized wood that absorbs and dampens magical energy. Because demons are beings of pure spiritual and emotional energy, a form of magic, Petricite is one of the few physical materials that can harm them and nullify their powers. Weapons formed from Petricite or environments constructed with it can weaken a demon, making it vulnerable. This cinematic is for ruination, so that's why things are not going well now. You start seeing like the ruination start seeping in. Literally, the King of Demacia was founded on a Petricite forest, and the material is integrated into everything, like its weapons, its architecture, all of that. The Dauntless Vanguard. Let me show that. So Demacia, where's my map of Runeterra? Let me show you guys. If we go to Demacia here, God, this map is so awesome. After the Rune King game, they say they are going to Piltover, or just Yasuo and Ari. I think it's just Yasuo and Ari. I don't think anyone else. And I don't know did they say they were going to Piltover? I have to double check that. Man, I played Rune King a long time ago. We might do a playthrough of all the Riot Forge titles. I think that could be really cool. Oh, why'd the Chrome thing freeze? Let's change it really quick and then change it back, I guess. Let me see. Chrome. There we go. There we go. Okay, now it's scrolling again. This is, you can see a lot of the architecture here. And then you can see even like the Dauntless Vanguard, the Raptors. Here's a Demacian steel, sometimes referred to as silver steel or rune steel. This alloy is highly regarded across Runeterra. It is rumored that Demacian armors quench the metal in blessed waters to offer protection from magic in battle. Well, that's not true. It's actually the Petricite that they weave into the metal. So, yeah, you can see it's in their weapons. Pretty much everything is Petricite. Demacia has a whole story. We can go over the Mage Seekers maybe tomorrow. The Mage Seekers, not what you want them to be. There's a lot going on with the Mage Seekers, and I really think Noxus, well, I know Noxus has a lot to do with it. But the Kingdom of Demacia was founded on, let's open up this too. Let's put this, get some music going. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, you can see in the Dauntless Vanguard providing, it's like a natural defense against magical threats like demons. And then there's also like overwhelming magic. Just as a flame can be snuffed out by a large fire, a demon's power can be overwhelmed and nullified sufficiently by a powerful opposing form of magic, like light magic. In particular, it's often a direct antithesis to the darkness. So like Lux, you guys know who Lux is? She would be very strong against demons. The demon Nocturne, a being of pure nightmare, once terrorized a Demacian village. So let me pull up Nocturne here. He's in here. Where is you at, Nocturne? Nocturne's definitely in here, right? Yeah, Nocturne. This is Nocturne. He's the demon of nightmares. But he was terrorizing a village in Demacia, and the Demacian villagers by trapping them in a shared, like, horrifying slumber. When he attempted to consume Lux, her innate and immense power over light magic proved to be his undoing. She unleashed like a torrent of light magic and not only broke his hold, but also severely weakened him, proving that mortal's magic can be a potent weapon against even powerful demons. So that's actually this story right here. Let me pull it up. It's this one, For Demacia, if you want to read it yourselves. Basically, Lux arrives. She travels to northern Demacian town of Fazbero, claiming she is there to visit the tomb of her great-grandfather, Phocion. But she finds the town gripped in like an unnatural fear and exhaustion within the townspeople suffering from terrible nightmares. Then there's like a missing boy, and she learns from an Illuminator healer that the Magistrate's young son, Luca, has been missing for 2 days. The townspeople suspect the dark magic is to blame for his disappearance and their collective torment. And eventually, like, Garen arrives and whatnot, and they kind of deal with the people, but Lux realizes that the source of the problem must be, like, at her great-grandfather's tomb. So she rides there and she ends up finding, like, that this demon has been feeding on the town's nightmares. It is Nocturne, obviously, because Nocturne feeds on nightmares. And then Lux uses her own powerful light magic to connect with Luca, giving him the strength to fight back, because Luca was kind of being possessed by Nocturne. And together they managed to expel the demon from his body, causing the nightmarish creature attacking Garen to vanish instantly. With Luca safe and the town saved, Lux and Garen ride away. They debate on the nature of justice in Demacia, and Garen argues for the necessity of like absolute unwavering judgment to protect the kingdom, while Lux questions the cost of a system that rejects understanding and nuance, especially concerning magic, because at the end of the day, Luca probably would have been killed by Demacian's law, right? He's like some magical kid, having magical powers. All the nightmares are coming from him, possibly. But in reality, it wasn't Luca, it was Nocturne. Oh Lord, Sentinels of Light. Well, Sentinels of Light are very powerful and would definitely, those weapons would definitely work against demons. Shout out to the big old Rise walking on a Petricite forest, and Nock living in Demacia, filled with Petricite. Yeah, well, here's the thing about Petricite. Petricite is definitely, there were mages in Demacia. It wasn't weaponized. What Petricite, the way it's weaponized today, is not how it was before. Mages actually helped literally build Demacia. So being surrounded by Petricite trees is not a problem for you. It's magic dampening, and maybe it'll make your magic weaker, but it won't stop you from doing magic. Literally, mages helped build Demacia. But now it's weaponized much more. GG, catch you all next stream. Yo, see you, intro. Yeah, so now it's weaponized. And then for those, there's actually, I mean, there's one other option, I guess, for those like with an unbreakable will. It is possible not to just defeat a demon, but to subjugate it and claim its power. This is an incredibly dangerous path, and probably not one we're going to take in the MMO. I definitely think for that Riot MMO, we're going to end up probably going over here and getting some Petricite. That makes more sense to me. But there are a couple champions who were able to kind of take a demon's power. Neela for one, and we're going to talk about those voice lines. Neela sought out a legendary prison of Ashlesh, which is the primordial demon of joy, and one of the 10 kings. Remember, the 10 kings we said are right here. Where's that map? There we go. Yeah, remember we said that there's 10 demon kings. Demon of joy, we don't know if it's one of the middle circles. We know that the red circle here is definitely that's Fiddlesticks. So whether she's in the outer circle or the inner circle, we don't know. Should Big D Mord then? Yeah, Mordekaiser. Yeah, I mean, anything from the spirit realm would definitely be potent against demons. Viego's weapon, Soul Render, would definitely do great against demons. Ashlesh is one of the 10 demon kings. In an encounter that erased her from history, she confronted the demon and emerged wielding its liquid joyful power as her own weapon. Ashlesh remains bound in its prison, and its strength now claimed by a mortal who uses it to slay other mythological threats. So that's the story of Neela, like extremely high level. Let's pull up Neela here. I'm gonna keep that. I do want to keep those up. So that's Neela, and then her champion trailer is really cool. Pull that up. Yeah, this is Neela, the Joy Unbound. She has the power of Ashlesh. She stole it from him. Ashlesh stole her name and her identity.
Ancient and deadly, exist in every corner of the world. They have made themselves comfortable, taking what is not theirs, gorged on the suffering of others. I will face them all and crush them. Lord of the waters, grant me swiftness for this trial. Joy.
Yeah. So that's Ashlesh. That's Neela. Let's pull up Neela's. I like Neela's theme. Pull up her theme for this. She's got an awesome champion theme. Yeah, so Neela's one who was able to steal the power from the Demon of Joy. Then there's Jericho Swain as well. So I probably should have pulled up Swain's theme instead. But I really like Neela's theme. I think Neela's theme's awesome. QRS. I have a question. Could someone control a Darkin? Though through the control of a demon? Could be what you want to be do with Goppy Boy? It's like an interesting theory that maybe someone controls a demon, a Darkin through a demon. That's possible, but I feel like it's hard to control a demon to begin with. Like, that could be good for... I understand LeBlanc, right? LeBlanc is controlling Atakan. She's able to kind of control him. But then, okay, you add the Darkin in there, and perhaps you could control the Darkin and the demon. But I feel like a Darkin is just as hard to control as a demon. So if you can control a demon, it'd probably be easier to control a Darkin. You could just do the same thing. Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting theory. Definitely LeBlanc. If that's LeBlanc's plan to like use to control the demon through... Well, maybe she's controlling the demon, right? She's controlling Atakan through Katashli, the man. That's how she does it. By playing that game, she controls Atakan, but through Katashli. So then I guess she's going to control the demon, or the Darkin, through the demon that she's controlling, through Atakan that she's controlling through Katashli. That's a lot. But yeah. Oh, Swain. So Jericho Swain is another one that could definitely control a demon. He actually controls Nocturne. Or not Nocturne, Realm. Where the heck is it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so Swain actually, during like the war between Noxus and Ionia, he was betrayed, for one, by Borum Darkwill, returns to Noxus because he learns that something insidious is going on beneath the Immortal Bastion. And I think Realm has a lot to do with Mordekaiser, by the way. That's another theory of mine. But yeah, he goes down there, ends up being Realm and the Demon of Secrets. And through sheer force of will, Swain stared into the demon's darkness, outwitted it, and mastered it. He now wields Realm's power, allowing him to see the secrets of his enemies and tear the souls from their bodies. Now, one thing I will say is that I don't think Swain actually has control of Realm, like Neela with Ashlash. I don't think anyone like knows 100%. I don't think anyone's like 100% in control. Let me put this. Let me pull up Neela's voice lines. Look at these. You'll understand what I'm saying. In death, Ashlash, my spirit is yours, but in life, your strength and joy belong to me. So the second Neela dies, we're going to have problems because Ashlash is going to be free. Just something to note. But this line I really wanted to point out. Let me pause the music here. Raise this up so you guys can hear it.
We are not alike, Jericho Swain. I know the price I paid.
So she's implying that Swain really doesn't know the price that he paid to fuse with Realm. And LeBlanc's always saying, you know, who's in control, you or the demon. I think that there might be something to this, that Swain may be not as in control as we're led to believe. I think that with Cain too. Blood magic is basically control. That's true. Yeah, with Zolani we see that. Could be what the Guppy Boy. Let me lower this a little bit. Blood magic. Living a literal tether is like blood magic. Like I'm on fire with the theories. Are you on Twitch, big man? Yeah, I should be on Twitch too. I think I'm live. I just stream to everywhere. Except for some reason I got freaking banned on TikTok. Not like my stream got banned. Yeah, I'm live. Live on Twitch. I'm on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. I just stream to wherever. If there's lore people, which there are everywhere, I will stream to that place. The Lord of Joy rages in his prison, all that stuff. This is really cool. I thought this was really cool. Let me play this. I want to go back to... I want to talk about Neela for a little bit. I think those are Legends of Runeterra voice lines. This is the story of Neela with Ashlash.
I am unbound from the world, mighty and joyous. May evil tremble before me.
I need to put these on like separate things so I can mess with the volume on both of them. But yeah, these are Neela's voice lines with Ashlash saying,
I am unbound from the world, mighty and joyous. May evil tremble before me. In death, Ashlash, my spirit is yours, but in life, your strength and joy belong to me.
So that's really important. In death, Ashlash, my spirit is yours, but in life, your strength and joy belong to me. Now, so Ashlash should really have a lot going for Neela dying. Should really want Neela to die.
Ashlash, Lord of Joy, for stealing my name and my fate, I claim your power.
Yeah, and so it wasn't like this overbearing, like she just walked down there and claimed Ashlash's power. Ashlash is in a prison, by the way, on like somewhere out of, not in our map of Runeterra, it's more towards like where Camivore is, like all the way over here. Not on our side of the map, like all the way to the right. But what I was saying was, look at this, look at Neela's story. Like Neela is an eccentric warrior from a distant land seeking the world's deadliest, most titanic opponents so that she might challenge and destroy them. I just feel like that's coming from Ashlash and not from her. That she wants to just battle the most titanic opponents because Ashlash probably wants her to die. And it wasn't this whole, she went down there and dominated them because somehow Ashlash got her name and her fate. Like they almost made a deal. Bro, imagine. Mord didn't only have Talbuk and Atakan, but had Raum too. I don't think Atakan had Raum. I think Raum controls... I don't think... It's the opposite. I think Raum actually is controlling Mordekaiser. I can go over that theory tomorrow. We can add it to the topics. But yeah, I think Raum is manipulating Mordekaiser. Oh yeah. So Ashlash, Legends of Runeterra voice lines. These are really cool. Or not Ashlash, what am I saying? Neela. Yeah. So I wanted to show you guys this. So these voice lines really tell the story of Ashlash. Or was it League of Legends? Oh, I thought it was Legends of Runeterra where those wood signs came from. Maybe it was League of Legends. Oh no, yeah, it was. Okay, so her recall actually tells the story of Ashlesh.
Cast down, he fell, reaching upward with his 7 hands. Ashlesh turned to gaze upon the stars, and his hungers only grew.
Okay, so that's actually the first one. This one. Ashlesh turned to gaze upon the stars, and his hunger only grew. Then he was cast down by the Celestials into a prison.
He rests now, trapped in the 7th layer, deep beneath the waters.
So he's trapped in the 7th layer deep beneath the waters. That's where that's where Neela goes, and that's where she gets the power from the Demon of Joy. Although, again, I don't think she's in 100% control. After all, she's just running around trying to challenge the most powerful people. So I really feel like Neela is being pushed to do that by Ashlesh, and that Ashlesh is going to definitely pushing her to do that so she can eventually meet a foe that's too great.
First of nothing! Tell the other 8 where to find me.
Yeah, so she says, first of nothing, that's for Fiddlesticks. If she kills Fiddlesticks, she says first of nothing, which Fiddlesticks is the first of 10 of the Demon Kings. And she says, tell the other 8 where to find me because she knows where Joy is as well. So that's 2. Yeah, and then I showed you guys the We Are Not Alike. Some demons, I will say this. So while we're talking about Fiddlesticks, some demons like Fiddlesticks, which we could play his board. Let's play that. Man, Fiddlesticks is freaking terrifying. What a terrifying freaking demon. Fiddlesticks is so scary. In my opinion, Fiddlesticks is like the scariest thing in Runeterra. Well, that's like... Maybe we'll play Evelyn's. Yeah. Okay, because Fiddlesticks has like kind of words to it, so I don't want it to distract away from what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. We can go over that next time. I'll definitely add that to our schedule. So some demons like Fiddlesticks, so we can go to Fiddlesticks' page. Fiddlesticks, first of 10. So some demons like Fiddlesticks are primordial forces that seem to exist beyond the concepts of life and death. Fiddlesticks is the first of 10, a being of pure unadulterated fear that has existed since the first scream of creation. Killing it is likely impossible. The only goal is to survive an encounter. And Fiddlesticks is like he really inflicts almost, I would say, psychological warfare on those who go up against him. He mimics the voices of past victims and forces its prey to relive their most terrifying memories. In Legends of Runeterra, there's like some great lines. Not great lines, but like you can see. Oh, right here, Fiddlesticks Path to Champions. So in Fiddlesticks in the Path of Champions, you can see all his deck, and his deck is actually just different versions of him. Where is it? So you can see Lurking Nightmare. He's in Shurima. False Friend is when he's fighting, when he's like infiltrated a nightmare of, who was it? I forgot her name. Fiddlesticks really embodies fear. Look, even, man, I always forget this Yordle's name. But regardless, she's like, she's terrified, and she shouldn't be, because she's like a Yordle that really is almost emo, like emotionless. Shallow Siren, like, okay, you go to Bilgewater, he's not just walking around as that, right? Now he's impersonating a siren, dragging people to their depths, dragging people to the depths. And then in Demacia, he's a baleful seeker, snuffing out light. In Noxus, he's a dread harvester. Right, he changes and adapts to what people fear. Oh, I could show you that Luxana too. What is it though? It's not Luxana. It's like, oh, there it is. I saw it. Lux Illuminated. Lux Illuminated is really like a story of Lux in a dream being chased by fiddlesticks. So this is really cool. Light swirled and arced around Luxana. Let me pull this up and put this here, and then I'll bring up the picture big for you guys. There we go. So this whole story in Legends of Runeterra is a dream Lux has, and she's being chased and hunted by fiddlesticks. Since Fiddle is goop, couldn't Ashlesh be too just because they are ancient? What's goop? What do you mean by goop? He becomes baleful because he is impersonating a mage seeker. Yes, exactly. Yep. Light swirling and arced around Luxana, and his city folk looked on in wonder. Here, she was Demasia's Lady of Light, an upstanding young crown guard and a talented mage. Here, Demacia was everything she had always wanted it to be. And then her next card is... She says, I am Luxana, Lady of Light, and I am not afraid. You may try to twist my Demacia into nightmare and draw it into darkness, but there is no shadow I cannot outshine. And if you look around, you can see like all these hands coming up to grab her. So Lux Illuminated kind of kind of beats Fiddlesticks in a lot of ways. So if we go to her this is her Path of Champions deck. If we go to her, where is it? Lux Illuminated Path of Champions deck. Hold on. You can see a lot of cards associated with it. Lux Illuminated. Lux Illuminated Path of Champions deck. And so a lot of these cards had to do with Lux. So you got the Lumisphere, Jero Lightfeather. There's Vanguard Defenders who are fighting against the... These guys are fighting against the Black Mist, though. Yeah, that doesn't have to do with her, but it's a card in there. Tree Spirits. Aberrant Mage Seeker. This is literally Fiddlesticks. Okay. Look at these voice lines, guys. These voice lines are so awesome.
For the magical betterment of Demacia.
Let me raise the volume a little bit. Okay, so remember, keep in mind, this is Fiddlesticks, and Fiddlesticks is trying to, like, manipulate and create fear in Luxana.
For the magical betterment of Demacia. Seek and protect.
So he initially presents himself as, like, a really good mage seeker.
For the good of mages everywhere.
But Jero Lightfeather catches on. So Jero Lightfeather is a young man in a masquerade mask manifested before her with a flourish of rose petals and luminescent creatures. The name's Lightfeather. Jero Lightfeather, he said. I was told you might be in need of some assistance, my lady. And so this is like, remember, this is Luxana's dream. So I guess this is her dream boy. He looks a lot like, you know, the guy with the gauntlet. You can see his gauntlet there. So she really likes, man, what's his name? I'm so bad with the names, guys. You guys know what I'm talking about. He's got the other gauntlet of Harak. Where's he at? He's definitely playable. Oh, there he is. Ezreal. She's definitely a big fan of Ezreal because her dream boy in her dreams, literally, is freaking Ezreal. So I thought that was really funny. But yeah, he catches on really quick. And Jero Lightfeather says, I don't trust you.
I don't trust the likes of you, sir.
But you know me. You've always known me.
You can see Fiddlesticks, when he gets confronted, kind of like starts coming forth. Yeah, he does. The legendary card, Black Tar. Black Tar in the cage is Fiddle, yep. So Ashlesh could be the hands and water Neela has. Blue Goop, yeah, well, Neela is definitely like connected with Ashlesh. Switch to Twitch. Stavros here. Yo, what up, Stavros? Yeah, whatever
I'm not
you guys want to
assured
use.
that you are a mage seeker at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, the skin. It itches.
Can you guys hear it good? He's like starting to come forth a little bit when he gets confronted.
Come
And
with me, little mage.
You, Mage Seeker. You are not familiar to me.
We seek and protect. We seek and we seek.
What is it you seek?
Yeah. So he's definitely she catches on to him right away.
Lady Crown Guard, the dark awaits.
I will go nowhere with you.
A lantern crushed, a light snuffed out.
I will show you no mercy, Mage Seeker.
So keep in mind, Fiddlesticks, why would he want to go after Luxana? Well, Luxana, we said, magical abilities is strong against demon. Particularly, light magic is really strong against demon. She's already proven that she can hold her own against a demon because she beat Nocturne. So if Fiddlesticks wants to like really have his free will and do whatever he wants with Demacia or anywhere else, he's going to need to take care of like whoever's against him, like whoever's his biggest threat there. And Fiddlesticks' biggest threat in Demacia is Lux. This is Dreamlight Alina. So in the Dream of Lux, there's also a child version of her. You guys can see that. And so her first card, which is just Dreamlight Alina. When I was your age, I was afraid of this light. I didn't have anyone to tell me that my magic was a gift. So this is like Fiddlesticks was trying to bring forth her fear of like when she was a child, but it kind of backfired. That it was given to me for a reason. But you have me to tell you now. So don't be afraid, Alina. Let it shine. Like he thought that maybe he could target her as a child, right? But it didn't work because now older Lux is here to tell her that it's going to be okay. And then so Aberrant Mage Seeker sees her.
Child, the light searing.
That one doesn't work for some reason.
My sprites are acting kind of funny.
She sees it. She knows.
Yeah.
Meager. Just a spark.
It won't be a spark forever.
Little light. Big dark.
Even the littlest light can lead through the dark.
Yeah. So so that's really the whole story. That's Fiddlesticks trying to really go after Luxana in her dreams, and it didn't really work. In Legends of Runeterra, we didn't have that. Man, I wanted to hear interactions of Fiddle with Neela and other demons. On Legends of I know. Demons that have a lot of hands in their art. Why is that? That's all Fiddlesticks. Anytime you see like these hands in their dreams, that's definitely Fiddlesticks. He's also targeting Lilia. If you go to Lilia's card art, you can see the hands again. He's targeting the Dreaming Tree. The Dreaming Tree is in Ionia. And if Fiddlesticks manages to corrupt the Dreaming Tree, right, he can spread nightmares all across Runeterra. You got to remember, the Dreaming Tree is where all the dreams of all across Runeterra, they all go there. At least that we know of currently. They all go to that area. And so Lilia is protecting it and trying to help it grow. But it does have like some corruption to it from Fiddlesticks. And Fiddlesticks is trying to corrupt the Dreaming Tree to spread nightmares all across Runeterra and stoke fear into the people. So think about it. If he has the Dreaming Tree on his side, he's going to crush everyone. It's a lot of fear, and that's a lot of power for Fiddlesticks. Where's Lilia? Lilia. Yeah. So I can pull her up here. We can pull up Lilia's card art. Lilia POC deck has a lot of related cards to the Dreaming Tree. Lilia. Yeah. At the heart of the Garden of Forgetting. So the Garden of Forgetting rests at the bottom of the Dreaming Tree. So, and in this one, you don't see any hands. So at the heart of the Garden of Forgetting, the dewdrop harvest grows near. Though these dewdrops are lovingly tendered by Lilia and the garden's other caretakers, a strange corruption can now be seen within them, and the dreams that show turning haunted and dark. And the dreams they show turning haunted and dark. So And this is her, she like levels up. She says, as if a twisted corruption had taken root within them, threatening to leave dreamers stranded in their own dangerous nightmares. And you can see all the crows and the feathers and everything. Demons have a lot of hands in their art. Why is that? That's interesting. I don't really know. I mean, even Neela and Ashlesh, when you look at Ashlesh, what it's the 7 hands, right? It reached up with its 7 hands at the heavens. Is Lilia at the same power level as Shainan? Shainan? Who's Shainan? Shen? You talking about Shen? I think they're very different. It's hard to compare. That's why I was saying, like, when we were doing the power level last time of every single champion, it really didn't make sense because there's just too many nuance there between the different champions. Like, we can argue, like, we can say who the most powerful champions are, but there's champions that are weaker than a couple and then stronger than a couple, and it's impossible because it really depends on. The giant fox? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, I don't think she's stronger than him. Let me pull him up. Shinen Thousand Tails. Thousand Tails or something like that. I don't remember how the name is spelled. Yeah, Sinan Thousand Tails. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she's more powerful than him. This guy's like starting to get into like spirit god level, Vastaya. Yeah. No, I don't think she's more powerful than him. Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, well, I do have to end the stream here, guys, because I've got a day job, which sucks because I would love to go through the top 10 champions and then True Ice and Dark Ice, but we're going to move True Ice and Dark Ice to tomorrow, and then we're going to add, who did you guys say? You guys wanted me to go through the Realm Theory, and there was something else. I'll remember. If you remember, let me know in the Discord. I'm always taking suggestions for what you guys want to go through, and we'll add it to the schedule. All right, guys. Thanks, and I'll see you tomorrow. Aatrox, Aurelian. I'll tell you this, Aatrox is not in my top 10. See you guys.